Welcome, everybody, to Aftermath of Dynamite. Okay, this is what our fourth, fifth episode.
Yep,
So
it
this
is.
today, ladies and gentlemen, you have the Nightmares starting off with you. It is ALW and Slamming Sammy Joe. Okay, Nightmares for life. I think that's what they say.
Nightmares
Nightmares
for
for life.
life. Yes, yes. It
You
is
know,
that
it's your
time. It
girl
is
Dolores.
Thursday
I'm
evening.
floating above you.
It is Thursday evening. It's time to talk some AEW. The weekend AEW. I think Anika's coming at some point, but we can go ahead and start anyhow. She'll jump in whenever she gets here. Let's
Okay.
see. Go ahead.
We're reviewing AEW Rampage 109 that aired on 9/8, okay?
Yep, yep.
For the AEW World Title Grand Slam Eliminator Tournament quarterfinals, we had Penta El Zero Miedo defeat Jay Lethal.
We don't have to talk about every match we don't want to. See, I mean, is there something you want to say, Dolores? Something you want to say about this match? If not, we can move on. Just give the result and move on. I don't really
No.
have anything to say.
We had Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, and Sky Blue defeat Anna Jay and Taya Valkyrie and the Bunny.
I mean, I like Rampage, and I'm glad that they have the show. Obviously, I think it suffers from being pre-recorded, but again, I don't really have much to say about this match. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know. Not all that to say
Uh,
about it.
I liked it.
so the next match was the Young Bucks defeated Angelo Parker and Matt Menard.
So I am happy to see 2.0 kind of back in the tag team division. I guess a little bit more. It seems like I'm not totally sure. I mean, clearly the JAS is now dissolved, I assume, but yet they're still with Jake
Well,
Hager a little bit, and I'm not sure what's going on. Let's put it that way. It's a little weird. Chris Jericho seems to be not quite involved in it, but yet the other guys are still kind of hanging on. So I would love to see 2.0 just get away from them and either be 2.0 or have another name or something and just be on their own and actually be a viable main event,
oh, I
tag
assume they're
team.
sticking with Daniel Garcia though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Hager part that's like, this is kind of weird. Like,
So,
Yeah, and without the JAS, I don't know what Jake Hager does. Probably nothing. Just hangs out in catering. So
okay. So next up was the last match for Rampage was for the AEW World Title Grand Slam Eliminator Tournament quarterfinals. It was Samoa Joe defeating Jeff Hardy.
listen, I Samoa Joe's still great today, and he could still go right now. But this match would have been incredible 10 years ago, right? That's what I really wanted to see it. But at the same time, it is what it is. Jeff Hardy, I'm a Jeff Hardy fan. I'm a huge Samoa Joe fan. I like both guys. Samoa Joe won, so I think in this situation, the right person won. And I don't know. I know age wise, Jeff isn't like at necessarily like the cap of being a wrestler, but for his style of wrestling, I think he's probably at the end of unless he wants to change his style of wrestling and become more ground based like his brother, who's become a lot more, striking and mat based over the years. Not that Matt was ever the biggest high flyer, but he was definitely a more of a high flyer in their younger days. So I don't know. I like Jeff Hardy, and at the same time, I wouldn't be sad. Let me rephrase that. It would be sad to see him retire, and at the same time, I think it would be okay. I would be okay with it.
I didn't see the last 5 minutes.
Well, there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next night on 9/9, we're going to be reviewing AEW Collision. It was the 13th episode. Um, we had the international AEW International title match. John Moxley defeated Action Andretti.
No, no, no. No. The real marker is this the first or second collision post Punk? That's really the marker.
Hopefully, it's one of 1,000.
I mean, well, he was
Ladies,
fired before the last one, right? So this is now the second one since Punk's been fired, I think, or I don't know.
listen. AEW is in a weird place for most people who are listening to this. You had Jade come back. Not going to spoil anything because I know it. And you knew she was leaving. What was the
Mhm.
reason?
Well, so the reason is because he's hoping to keep her.
Hoping to
The
keep
reason,
her.
yeah.
I
I mean,
I am keep listen. When I put these graphics in, and I have to read these notes, I looked at that match that's coming up when we preview, and I was like, "What in the holy happened
all right. Well,
here?"
we can talk about it when we
So,
get there.
I'm just gonna say Tony Khan is not Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, if he's gonna let you go, he's fine to have you sit on your couch at home for a year before your contract's up, and then off you go. Tony Khan, he wants one more use out of you at least.
And I can't blame him for that.
Yeah. AEW International Title match: John Moxley beat and Action Andretti. We talked about that. Chris
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Statlander.
solid, solid title defense for John. He's got to rack up a few, I'm sure, and so Action Andretti's a reasonable candidate for him to beat.
For the AEW TBS title, Chris Statlander beat Robin Renegade, which we all knew Jade comes out. Then,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen,
I was gonna say,
uh,
to be fair, I like the Renegades, and I kind of like to see that one of them was getting this spot at the same time. Once Jade came out, it all became clear that it's all just there to facilitate the Jade return, and that's really what it's about. Which isn't, I mean, does it overshadow Chris Statlander as a title holder? Maybe a little bit, and at the same time, it's Jade. She's probably gonna overshadow whoever she's in the ring with because she's Jade. So, um, I, you know,
I
I
think this
almost,
news has
I,
caused more
I,
pain than suffering.
I mean, I guess if you know that she's leaving, then I guess it makes sense to have her just stick with the TBS title. But and I understand she lost to Statlander, so she wants some revenge. But like, if she's gonna stay, she needs to be wrestling for the world championship, not just the TBS belts. And I mean,
I agreed if she's going to stay.
if she's going to stay, yeah. So maybe this is an indication of the fact that Tony knew she wasn't going to stay, and he was just getting the last bit out of her. So she'll have one really good match with, or one more match with Chris Statlander. Chris will go over since Shade's leaving, I'm sure, and that'll be the end of it, I guess.
Because
I
that
know.
way, at least Statlander has gone over clean and not just coming in and beating her after she already just had a match.
Yeah.
I know someone posted on the internet that they recorded that they were there, and they thought it was kind of weird that they just kind of held each other and hugged for a while,
Uh,
and then when the news when uh that SRS put out, it was like, oh, now I understand. It wasn't like a, oh, this is a good match, because they were like, the match wasn't like spectacular, but it was the like goodbye, and so I can understand that. But I just am so confused because a week ago you said, I love this company. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I can call Tony. We're like cool, and then now you like deuces.
yeah. Yeah, and she hasn't. I mean, nothing's happened yet. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It could all just be posturing, right? I mean, it could just be on her end to get a bigger bag. I mean, yeah, I'm talking to WWE. What are you going to pay me? You know what I mean? It's the bidding war of 2024. I mean, if I'm her, I'd have people bidding over me too. I mean, so we'll
Yeah,
see
she's
what.
made it clear that she's not happy about the position she was put in a lot of interviews. She said that she doesn't
Huh?
like. What happened is that they gave her the title, and how many times did you see her defend it?
Yeah,
She wanted more
60?
matches. She was getting trained by Daniel Bryan. Brian Danielson. She wanted more matches to show that she had improved her skills. Yet they were not giving it to her. They
yeah.
were giving her job matches like she doing 2 or 3 minutes and then she's done. She wanted to have actual matches and to show her talent, and they weren't letting her do that.
I hear you.
She got 60 matches over what? Was it
3
2
years or
years or
so.
2.5 years?
Yeah, between 2 and 3 years.
It
Yeah.
She got the Goldberg treatment. Now, would you say Goldberg is a good wrestler?
No.
No. And she's studying to be a good wrestler, but she cannot show that because she's getting the Goldberg treatment.
I saw comments online talking about It'd be good for her going to NXT and she can practice her skills in the PC. And I just left a comment. You understand that she's been training with Brian Danielson for the last 2 years. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know what the PC's going to teach her that Brian Danielson wasn't.
nothing. Next we had Bullet Club Gold defeat Aerostar Dios and Gravity.
Yeah,
I
I,
I can only speak for myself. I'm over Gravity. Uh,
yeah. I mean, Bullet Club Gold. I'm happy to see them, and I'm happy to see them win. But I don't. This match isn't really. There's nothing really worth talking about.
yeah. Ray Phoenix defeated
Angelico, which I like. I'm
Angelico.
I'm a huge fan of both these guys. I really like Angelico. He doesn't get enough TV time. I want to see him wrestle more. I'm a huge Angelico fan, and I love Ray Phoenix. So I enjoyed this match a lot. For me, this was a great match.
Uh,
Next was for the Grand
I don't
Slam.
know.
Oh, go
Well,
ahead.
I don't know what you really do with Angelico. Like, honestly, my idea, I'd probably put him with QTV. I think he could probably do well there.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't. I liked him with Jack Evans, but obviously Jack, is off doing whatever he's
Hmm.
doing, and that didn't pan out. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think he's being done a little bit of a disservice with the Spanish announce team was, Luther and whatchamacallit. But at the same time, I guess it is what it is. If he's happy, who am I to say anything? And maybe he is,
We've
maybe he
seen the
isn't. I don't know.
Spanish announce team what, twice?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they come out together, but as far as wrestling as a group, yeah, I mean, they don't. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Luther usually comes out with Angelico. He didn't come out with him this time, but yeah, usually he comes. Yeah,
Also, this collision, we had AEW World Grand Slam Eliminator Tournament semifinal. Roderick Strong defeated Darby Allin.
yeah. Great match. I mean, it was. I love Roderick Strong. I like Darby Allin. Roderick Strong's in his pocket right now. I mean, he's in the zone. He can't do anything wrong at the moment. And as much as I dislike Matt Taven, the Kingdom's working with them right now. I think it works all the way around. I like them together. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm here for this, and the match was great. I'm glad that Roddy won, and then had to move on to Samoa Joe.
I hear you
Okay,
like
ladies.
breaking backs. Well, sucks for you. My back's already broken.
Right?
The last AEW title Grand Slam Eliminator Tournament semifinal match was Samoa Joe defeating Penta El Zero Miedo.
Lots of fun. Lots of fun. Really good match. I love both these guys. Both these guys can really wrestle. You can't go wrong with either one of them. Joe, for being what I would definitely call in the last legs of his career. Sammy, I know you think he's in the beginning of his career still, but for Joe, who's in the last legs of his career, he's really, like I said, in his pocket right now. He's in stride. He's killing it at the moment. He looks great. Um, you know, and yeah, I mean, I don't. What else you got to say?
Uh, when Joe retires,
Yeah.
please, for the love of God, Tony, put him on commentary.
Hmm. I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, next week is Grand Slam week. So, as we do, we review shows, we preview shows. So, what we're going to do is we're
Oh, we're
going to
gonna preview.
review,
I was just saying we're gonna
preview,
preview. We're gonna preview
yes.
Grand Slam before we review Dynamite from last night.
Yeah, I think Anika said she's about to come on.
Oh, okay.
Uh, uh, AEW Rampage is Grand Slam this week. So, make sure you tune in Friday to
Do we
make sure
know?
you
Does
watch.
that is it still gonna be pre-recorded, or does that mean it's gonna be a live episode?
It's pre-recorded.
Oh well, fuckers. Sorry, my bad.
I mean, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking ahead. Excuse me. This week is just a regular rampage. Okay,
Okay.
so just a
Okay.
regular rampage. The Grand Slam rampage is on the 22nd.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow night's Rampage is just a
Yeah,
regular Rampage.
tomorrow's
It's
night. Yeah,
next
tomorrow
week's.
night's rep.
It's
You know what?
next
All the
week's.
days seem the same sometimes when you
Yeah, because
read.
Grand Slam starts with Dynamite next week, and then Rampage
Yeah,
will be a Grand Slam too.
yeah.
Is Collision also a Grand Slam event? Are they calling Collision?
No, it doesn't
No.
have listed. It just have 2 nights. So that's
Okay.
Dynamite and Rampage.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, which they did have the majority of the Dynamite schedule. We will preview that after we finish reviewing Dynamite. Okay, so Rampage. Doo, doo, doo. We have the Hardys uh, and the Lucha Brothers versus the Butcher and the Blade and Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Okay,
Hmm.
we have the Kingdom versus Christopher Daniels and Mike Sydal.
Oh, that should be interesting.
We have a non-title match for the six-man tag team titles. It's not a title match. The Acclaimed versus the Outrunners.
Okay,
That's
so let
Truth
me see
Magnet.
if I'm following correctly. This is for tomorrow night's Rampage.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So Peter Avalon is in the Outrunners.
No, I
Yes.
think he's just teaming with
He's
them
just an
right
extra
now.
person.
Oh,
The people in
Just the extra person.
the parentheses are the Outrunners.
But
I was
I mean,
about
in
to.
theory,
I was about to
they're calling
say, like, we're
they're calling this
barely holding on to keeping the wingmen.
well, and they're calling this a non-title six-man tag team match. So in theory, it could be a title match somewhere down the road, and I guess Peter Avalon could be considered a trio with the Outrunners if they won the titles, right? So I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't
We
know what's
have
going on with the Wingmen.
Aussie Open versus Damian Chambers and Lord Crew.
Who?
That's what I'm saying, side. We already know how
Who?
that's going.
Who?
And then the final match on Rampage is for the AEW TBS title. We have Chris Statlander, the champion, versus Jade Cargill with Mark Sterling. They couldn't even wait till the pay per view. They was like, you
So
know
this
what?
is the outcome of this will tell you if Jade is staying in AEW or leaving. I think if she
Mm,
loses, I think she's leaving AEW. If she wins, I think she's staying.
okay.
I could be wrong.
No, no, I'm just saying you are very right. AEW, you are very, very, very right.
At least that's the way
Ladies
I
and
see
gentlemen,
it. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think Tony's
listen,
going to put the title on her to let her take it and go, only to have to vacate it in a month, or whatever. I mean, that doesn't seem likely. So,
listen, I do this, and I I hate that Rampage is they don't put up any matches before Rampage, before Dynamite. After Dynamite, they put up Rampage, but they're all the results. So
yeah,
when I have to load up banners, I have
yeah,
to see all the answers to the questions.
yeah.
And so sometimes when you all say stuff, I'm like, can't say things. But now we're gonna preview Collision, ladies and gentlemen. So
Well,
on Collision,
shouldn't we review last week's?
We
we
already
already
did.
did, Sammy.
We did collisions. We're waiting for Nika to do last night's Dynamite
Yeah, we did Rampage, we did Collision. Now we're previewing Rampage and
and
previewing
collision
Collision.
from tomorrow for tomorrow and Saturday. And then if
Okay.
Anika's not here at the end of collision preview, oh well. We're gonna do Dynamite
I
from
don't
that side if you
remember. Oh, I guess that was on last night, not Saturday. My bad.
want. All good.
We
Well,
have Big
we
Bill.
didn't talk about Danielson and Starks. Should we discuss that though?
The promo battle that they had last night.
Saturday.
Yeah, they had a
Oh,
promo battle.
they did have a promo battle on Saturday. They had a promo battle both nights actually. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. If you got something you want to say about it, I mean, go ahead.
I thought that it was going to end at the strap match, but I'm excited to see what's happening here. And I am unsure of where this is going to go. The big thing that I'm considering is after the Claudio and Eddie Kingston match, do we see a heel turn for Eddie where he joins Big Bill and Ricky? Because if so, that's the setup for one hell of a faction, in my opinion.
Interesting.
And
Yeah,
it
I
would
don't know.
give him it would allow him to not let this feud with Claudio die.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely here for Ricky, for more Ricky and Danielson. That's for one. I like Ricky with Big Bill. I think they work well together. I don't care what CM says. She's a delusional heel if she says Ricky Starks isn't a heel, because clearly he's a heel at the moment. Um, and yeah, I mean, if whatchamacallit wants to come join them, I would be here for that. I mean, I think that would work. I mean, yeah. Uh,
He's not a heel for what he did to CM Punk. He's a
no, no.
heel for what he did to Jushin Thunder Liger. Okay?
He's a heel because he's acting like a heel right now. I mean, he's giving heel promos. He's got bodyguards that's beating up people for him. I mean, he's acting like a heel. So clearly, he is a heel.
He did that and he didn't get enough heat in your guys' eyes. You still treated him like a hero, but I was like, nah, fam, no.
Uh,
You do not treat a legend like that.
so we can talk some more about this when we get to last night's Dynamite because they had some further interaction. So if you want to go ahead and preview Saturday's Collision, Dolores, we can. Oh, did we lose Dolores? We lost Dolores. All
Hmm.
right, let's see here. So we were going to. Oh, maybe she's back. I'm confused. Where'd that come from? Oh, I don't know where that came from. Hold on. I didn't click on that.
That's
Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. So trying to get back to Collision. We were going to review Collision from. Oh, are you
I
Oh,
back?
got
there's Dolores.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Internet won't let me be great. Next, we talked about Saturday. Big Bill and Ricky Starks are teaming to
Yeah,
go against Blackpool Combat Club's Brian Danielson and Claudio Castellano.
that should be a really
Uh,
good match. That's this Saturday on Collision coming up.
yeah, they
Looking
have
forward
just I think 2 matches up, and then for the
to it.
AEW World
Eddie's
Title
getting
match,
involved.
You think so?
yeah,
Eddie's getting before Grand Slam. He's gonna get involved. I'm pretty sure with Claudio.
in the AEW World Title match, we have FTR versus the Iron Savages for the AEW Tag Title. Those are the 2 matches that are up for those.
Yeah, I mean, again, it should be an okay match because FTR is really good wrestlers, and I don't mind Bronson and Boulder, but obviously there's no debate about who's going to win that match, right? I mean, I can't imagine
Boo Iron Savages.
the
Boo
Iron
Iron
Savages aren't
Savages.
winning the tag team titles from FTR on Collision. Sorry.
We want Bear Country.
We don't like the Iron Savages. Bring back Bear Country. Bear Bronson, Bear Boulder. All right. So that's all that we had for Collision. Is that right? For
Bear
Collision
means two
preview?
things.
Dolores, I think you might be muted if you're trying to talk.
Yes, I was trying to, like I said before, when I get kicked out for some apparent reason, everything that I have taken away or added is now back. And so I was like, what is this? I was like,
Uh,
we done did all of this. We done did all of this.
so I
Okay, so
know
ladies,
I know the fans. I know the fans love Anika, and she's the only reason that they come. But she's not here,
Pause.
and I'm not waiting too long for her. So let's go ahead and just kick into last night's Dynamite.
we're on Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know why the graphic seems to not like me today. It's like it's like I don't like you, Dolores. And I'm like, why are you doing me like this? What did I do to you? That's what I want to ask you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we started off with Big Bill versus John Moxley. Okay, so let me get the banner for you. So, what did you all think of the match?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I think
Hmm.
Big Bill's looking really good right now. I've always liked Big Bill. I even liked him as Big Cass. I mean, I never had a problem with Big Bill. So I don't necessarily like the name Big Bill. I think it sounds kind of generic and bland, but it is what it is. I mean, it does fit him okay. I like the stuff with Ricky Starks. I thought he had a really good match with John Moxley last night. I enjoyed it. I think he's
Um,
kind of in his sweet spot at the moment. So
when Mox left WWE,
yeah.
uh, Big Bill was his first opponent.
Oh,
It was at a small indie show.
oh,
Probably like 200 people in the crowd, but
interesting.
that was That was Mox's first match back.
Interesting. So things coming full circle. So yeah, no, I mean, obviously, John was going to win, but with Bill's size and strength, there's always that in your mind. There's always that potential that oh shit, he could end up with an upset because he's stronger and bigger. And Moxley sold well, and I thought he made Big Bill look strong and look good last night. I don't think Bill looked at all bad in taking the loss. Um, I enjoyed it. Thought it was a strong opening match.
And did you not hear Mox's promo beforehand?
Yeah, I heard it.
Beating Mox in Cincinnati is
Yep,
like beating Superman on the surface of the sun.
yep. Yeah, Mox is a good promo. There's no doubt about that.
Ladies and
I,
gentlemen, after that match,
Oh, were you gonna say something else?
I was
Sorry.
just going to say, well, it's a factual statement, you know.
All
after
right.
that match, ladies and gentlemen, we had a backstage segment with Cole, Adam Cole, and Roderick
Eh,
Strong, where he was like, "Now you concerned about my neck? You weren't worried about it before?" And that got the best of me. I was this, and later on, ladies and gentlemen, when I explained to you why I had just double over laughter, you'll understand why.
I don't know whose idea this was, but whoever came up with this is brilliant. Roderick Strong is great at the moment, and I don't know if WWE didn't let him shine, but if this is really the Roderick Strong that we can get outside of WWE, then I'm all here for it. I mean, I loved him in WWE. He's even more amazing now in AEW. I think this is great. I mean, I can't get enough of him. So
I mean, as soon as he left, like, Diamond Mine just went downhill, and I still am not a fan.
yeah.
So, would you? How long do you think this can continue?
Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I'll give him full gear.
Yeah, it's probably good.
Okay.
Two or three, probably two more matches, or maybe one, maybe a match at each one or something, depending on how they do it and how they book it.
Okay. After that, because we had a lot of promos and segments back to back, we had Dawn's new target was revealed, and it was Kota Ibushi. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I knew before he obviously took the thing off the way he was hinting around about how I was going to destroy Kenny Omega, and he made it pretty obvious it was going to be Coda in the picture.
The
I
the
just,
love of his life.
yeah, the
He's
whole
talking the love of his.
whoever the artist is that's painting these pictures is amazing because the pictures are fucking great. I want some of those
I,
pictures in my house, but
I'd put that on my wall.
uh,
Actually, I think you can buy him. If you look on Twitter, her name is Mel Coleman Art. It
oh,
is
okay,
MJF's ex fiance.
okay,
She does
Yeah,
the art.
yeah.
Well, listen,
Buggers. They're
she
not gonna.
just posted herself with some nice other gentlemen on a boat sipping champagne. I don't think MJF would approve that type.
uh, but yeah, no, I like the Don Callis stuff with Takeshita, who's now what did he say his name was? Alpha Takeshita or Takeshita the Alpha, something like that. Um, and the whole picture thing, like I'm revealing a picture when they're gonna reveal their next target. I like it. I think it's fun. I like the screwdriver in the picture at the end. I like it. I'm here for it. I like Don Callis. So
Okay, so next, because we had a lot of just back to back things. It was the BCC promo, where as you see, John Moxley is back there struggling to get his shirt on. He was struggling, but in the end, after everybody from arguing with the Lucha Bros broke up, as you see, Eddie and Claudio were left standing to just stare at each other.
yeah, I can't wait for Eddie and Claudio. I
Yes.
mean, I'm the two of them just, and the fact that you know that they really don't care for each other in real life makes it even more just because you know that they both really want to kick the shit out of each other, and that even though it's wrestling and you're not supposed to go 100%, those two I think are going to be going 100%. I wouldn't be surprised if someone gets seriously, fucked up, but I'm here for it. So
There wasn't a lot of necessarily matches on this show, but there was a lot of
a lot of build up
uh
for sure.
yeah. So
I
next
miss I miss the Joe's gonna kill you chance. The AEW fans don't do it,
Yeah,
and I don't
they
know
don't,
why.
which is weird because they're knowledgeable and they do all the other chants. You would think that that's one that they would do.
probably because not I don't know. I hate to say it like that, but nowadays people are very considerate of things other than outside and what maybe triggers the people, and it's
Yeah,
just a lot.
I agree.
So next up, we had the Hook and OC. They show each other respect.
This was
They
weird. What's the purpose of this? Really,
They're
I
two
mean,
people who don't really talk.
yeah. So they get on the mic and don't say anything. I mean, Cassidy said 6 words. Hook said yeah, and they fist bumped and walked the other way. Like they're not going to have a match. They're not going to team up. I don't understand why they're both on my TV taking up airtime. You don't get a promo from Hook here at all. You have no idea what he's doing with the FTW Championship for the second time now that, and he feels directionless. And Cassidy without the belt feels a little directionless at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on here.
yeah.
I mean, if I
You
can
coming to say
fantasy
goodnight?
book,
I love you. Okay. I'm sorry.
if I can fantasy book, like I would include Hook into Chaos and the Best Friends, and like have it as a situation of all of them are hugging, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, Hook, we won't hug you. It's fine."
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that could be fun, if Hook, is kind of the one that's like, I'm here, but I'm not really into this. Like, I don't play this whole best friends deal. I'll just stand over here by myself when you guys hug, and yeah, consistently trying to potentially get Hook to hug. I guess I could see maybe there's some teeth to that. I'd have to see how it's
Like
played
trying to
out
get
and stuff.
Undertaker to do the spinneroonie.
Right, exactly, something to that effect. I could see that.
Ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen, the
oh
next
shit.
match was
What's up, Safet? Thanks for coming and joining us. We appreciate it.
the AEW Women's World Title Grand Slam four-way eliminator match. It was Tony Storm defeating Big Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, and Nyla Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, when I made this, she got me. She got me. She gave you she gave you everything. She gave you everything. It was the faces in the entrance, the pretending to faint on the outro. She did it all.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, much with Ricky Starks and a couple of these other guys, she's really in her lane right now. She's in her pocket. She's feeling it. She's doing good. She's killing it, right? I mean, I love this Tony Storm. It's half mental breakdown, half Marilyn Monroe, I guess, kind of personality. I love it. I'm here for it. I think it's wild and I love it. I don't necessarily. We have this conversation, I think, fairly often, and I think I've said this a few times before, so maybe it's getting to be repetitive at this point. But like, I understand that like you have the top of your division, and you have the kind of group of people that are at the top of your division, but I hate seeing the same people over and over and over again. I mean, it's like these are the same 4 or 5 people competing for the same title. Now, Nyla Rose has kind of been on the outside a little bit, so it was nice to see her back kind of in the direct mix last night. But Britt Baker,
All
Hikaru
former
Shida, Tony
women's
Storm,
champions.
all former women champ. Why can't it be Willow, Ruby Soho, and 2 other women, the Bunny and somebody else that haven't had a title run, that it actually is different and exciting to see. Like I enjoy watching these women wrestle, but these women have been wrestling each other for 4 years essentially, over and over and over again in some way, shape, or form. And I just want to see some new people. I don't know.
I just
I
want to
mean,
say, go ahead,
Uh,
Sam.
I was gonna say like with Jamie Hayter, like she had to get super over like she got the loudest cheers of the crowds, and then she finally was pushed towards getting the title.
Yeah. Yep.
I just want to say for the people who might have certain questions, listen, if I see the same five people all the time and I'm working my butt out and I ain't getting nowhere, I'm still stuck in the same position. You wonder why some people leave. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Talking about Jay Cargill, but okay, we'll push on. Uh, so I get what.
Sorry. Sorry. I was trying to get y'all on even. So
No,
Sammy and them
you're
up
I,
there burning like hell. I was just trying
Well,
to get
okay.
them
It's
on
all
even.
good. It's all good.
I mean, I don't think Jade Cargill was in a bad position.
okay. Bad position is very one end of the spectrum. I think it was a repetitive position where it's like after I've beaten so many people, when can she finally beat a Britt Baker? When can she finally compete against a hater? When can she finally compete against a Sheeta? And it's like she's been the champ for
Did
it was a
did she never face Hater?
no,
Nope.
she's never faced hater. She's never faced none of these people. And that was the
Because Hater
frustrating
was
part
only
of her.
considered big a year ago. Before a year ago, Hater wasn't considered one of the top people.
Right.
But nope,
I don't
she's
think
But
she
never
beat her
we're
during
saying
her
like the
reign at all.
title
No.
period. She wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to go and even challenge for the title. It was like she was just stuck in this TBS class that she couldn't get out of, and then
Well,
you essentially
I
tell her to
don't
come
mind
back.
that.
But
Like,
I,
I
I'm
don't want
gonna
to see Luchasaurus feuding for MJF's title.
I'm
Like,
gonna
you
I'm
already
gonna
got a
be
title,
real.
run your title.
I'm gonna be real honest. How many, as just me, how many black
Whoa.
champions have we had in AEW other
But
than her as TBS title?
Scorpio
How
Sky
many?
is tag team champion, and that's really all I can think.
And
Swerve and our
TNT.
Swerve,
glory was
Swerve is a
tag
tag
team
team champion.
champions. Acclaim was tag team
Trios champion, the tag
champions.
team champion,
But the top people, I like. No
and
offense, they're
Sammy.
kind of with Swerve and our glory. It's one thing. They weren't really a tag team. They're just two great people who paired together nicely, in my opinion. So it didn't feel like a genuine championship for them. It's very weird to. I know it's very weird to me to explain it, but it did feel like that was their stepping stone to being higher up. And after they dropped the titles, they were. It was alone. It was
But if
alone.
you're looking for someone who held singles and tag, it's only Scorpio Sky.
Yeah.
It's you can't compare Luchasaurus going for the world title to Jade going for the women's world title. Luchasaurus and Jade are on two totally different levels. Jade is a main event star. Luchasaurus is not.
Yes.
It just is what it is.
I mean, they're both people who at one point in time were getting the loudest pops in the company.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
but
you
when
also have to
Jade,
remember.
oh,
You
real
have to
quick,
remember. We see people who like Taya Valkyrie or Sriracha,
Mm.
and all of them come in and get a chance. There's somebody who's been working their butt off and carrying the company on her back, going these red carpets and stuff, ain't getting. That's a
Well,
problem.
And
Taya got her chance against Jade.
what biggest pop? Are you talking when he was Jurassic Express? Are you talking
Uh,
since he's been with Christian Cage, who's the best heel in the company other than MJF at the moment? I mean,
I'm talking about the first
when he
year.
was being carried by who?
He wasn't being
Jungle
carried by
Boy,
anybody.
he get
Uh,
carried by
he
Jungle
wasn't a
Boy.
singles wrestler the first year. He came in as Jurassic Express, which
No,
I
Yeah,
what
he came in as the Jungle Boy was on his back every time they came
they
out.
they brought them both in as singles guys, but they were wrestling at freaking who's the guy who was nasty with all the body hair and the sucker?
Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan. They were wrestling at Joey Ryan's promotion as a tag team, and AEW decided, well, since you guys are wrestling there as a tag team, we'll just let you carry that on here.
Yeah, but we
I,
never saw them as singles. We just
I'm
always
gonna
saw
say
them as
I don't remember him
yeah.
getting a
For
huge pop as a singles wrestler
by the
in the very
time it was
beginning.
on TV on TNT, they were a tag team
So when he's gotten whatever
prior
big,
to them being
I mean, when you
on.
say he's got the second biggest pop in the company, that's when he was either with Christian, who,
No,
like I
at
said, is
one time he had the biggest pop.
when he was with Jungle
And
Boy
Cody
and
Cody even
Jurassic
talked
Express.
about it.
But
Well,
when they
it's like the Casino Battle Royale,
I
the very
forgot
first one, the very first
the
show.
smaller boy's name that was with them.
Marco Stunt.
Marco
Marco
Stunt.
Yeah.
Stunt.
Yeah, I
But
don't know. I mean, I think, for me personally, I don't see Jade and Luchasaurus on the same level.
but you know
You know,
what?
maybe the
I'll say
crowd
this
does. I don't know, but
with Luchasaurus and what's his name? Jack Perry's title reign, I didn't I didn't feel like their title reign wasn't good either because they were in like a holding pattern. And that's weird to say because nope, that's not weird to say. Cause I'm pretty sure they dropped it to the Young Bucks. Like if you can if you can tell me one of their greatest championship matches when they were tag team champions, I'm all for it. I don't remember jack squat because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you're gonna hold it until, and that's what Jade's title reign kind of felt like when we hit 25. We like until what's her name? Until Statlander comes back. We don't have anything for you, and that's it was a very long period when, as we said, Britt Baker wasn't champ, Sheeta wasn't champ, Serena Deeb wasn't champ, and she could have faced these people and gotten better, but no, you just let her do all these squash matches, and that
She
was
faced
not right.
she faced great people too, though.
she did
But
face
she
some really good
squashed
people.
him.
The
She squashed him.
Bunny, Nyla Rose, Willow Nightingale, Athena,
Mhm.
She
like
squashed him.
No,
Yeah.
but let's call a
Taya
spade a
Valkyrie.
spade. Those
Mhm.
people are not on the level of a Britt Baker or a Sheeta, and we'll say
I think
TK's
so.
mind.
Oh, and TK's
Yeah,
mind.
not in
In
TK's mind.
TK's
But
mind, yeah.
Taya, Athena, Willow, like the Bunny got one of the biggest ratings in AEW.
But
But in
yeah,
TK's
but
mind.
for the Booker, who that's the book is all about the Booker and how he views people.
Yeah.
I thought Athena should have took the belt off of her. We're not even going to go with how many people I thought should took the belt off her, but we're just gonna
Also,
we just bypass good stories because we want Statlander to win the title.
also
To
Nyla Rose
me,
won a former women's champion.
is that we think that Cody blocking himself out from ever challenging for the Royal Heavyweight title was a stupid decision because
Yes, it
that's a
was.
title you should want to go after. But we are supposed to think that Jade is just okay with being in the middle of the road and she ain't going nowhere. She's just walking in circles over and over again. And she faced Taya what 2 or 3 times? Like
Mhm.
they were like, we just can't find nobody else. We just gonna keep letting you could like that. To me, that's a problem. Like when she came back, if you really wanted to keep her, or if whatever happened, because if something happened, you can't tell me in a week I go from you my best friend and I can't see myself nowhere else to I'm about to chuck these deuces and get up out of here. So
So
you must have told her that she wasn't going to win, and you must have told her she wasn't going to get a title shot. So then she told you goodbye.
she faced Taya Valkyrie in about a 9-minute match. Then she had 3 squashes, and then she faced Taya Valkyrie the second time at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's how that went.
Yep. All
So
right.
next
But
up, ladies and
that's how it went for those 60 matches. Is you'd have one good match and then 3 squashes. One good match, 3 squashes. You know.
Uh, Athena wasn't a good match. That was a 4-minute sucker. That was dumb.
yeah.
Move on, move on.
Next match.
Next up was Saraya Saraka. She had a promo where she said essentially, you've lost everything, including your mind. And what you're
At
gonna
first
lose
she
next
said,
is this match.
"Oh, I'm happy for Tony. We love Tony. I guess I
Baby
don't
girl.
know. I'm not sure if we're still all a group or not." And then she was like, "And I'm gonna beat her, and she's lost her mind and lost everything. Which is it? Is she? Are you happy for her? Is she still your friend, or are you? I'm
Oh,
so confused.
she
She
was
was all
being
over the
really
board on this one.
sarcastic. It was big sarcasm in her voice.
Okay.
Do not be
It was
deceived.
the yeah, it was the shade. That's like, oh, you look nice, and you look like hell. That's what it was. It's the oh, you look nice today. I like your little outfit. That's how it is.
I do
Uh,
feel some kind of way about how they handled it because, like, until there was I needed an official breakup. It's like okay, she sold the spray can, but we never had a conversation about it. And now she's just the number one contender, and we're just gonna do the match. I'm like, I
Yeah.
need to be in this A, B, and C conversation.
If you thought that was wild, the next in ring segment was even wilder. Sammy and Jericho promo where they went at it. They went from being friends at the top to wanting to kill each other at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say about this. I mean, it is what it
Care.
is. I mean,
I
it
don't.
wasn't. This wasn't. You know, the reason I don't have much to say about it is just because it wasn't overly exciting to me. It's basically two guys saying, you know, we love each other, but we're gonna fight, and that's it. I mean, there was really no like. I'm here for like the insult promos. You know, I want to hear people talk shit. I'm not here for, oh, I love you, but I'm still gonna kick your butt. Like, I'm not interested in that. So
You're great, but you're not good enough yet to beat me. One day you'll be there, but you're not there today. And no, you're wrong. I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to be the guy, and I'm going to start the next chapter by
They
stepping
couldn't
I
say
over
that
will.
because they
you.
were too busy stuttering.
I will say that Sammy looked grown to me for the first time last night. Like
Hmm.
Especially when they showed him four
you can
years
see
ago.
he's actually getting a little older. He looked a little more mature in the shirt and the pants. He looked his hair isn't quite as out of control and it's a little bit more he just looked a little bit more like a little bit more adult, a little bit more whatever, like a grown man as opposed to a kid. So
I I don't care.
Being a dad will do that to
yeah,
you.
yeah,
And
okay.
so like it really is a I like
Just don't care. Yeah.
this prolonging breakup is again, I'll say it again, what you call it, metaphorical blue balls. It's like just get it over with. Just get it
Oh,
done.
Well, and the thing is that I
also,
mean, good.
I was just going to say his wife was also a great opponent that Jade had. That was one of my favorite matches, personally.
I never, I never thought that I needed this match. I still don't think I need this match. I don't really care about it, and especially if they're just gonna hug and still be with sex gods afterwards. So, what's the point? Like, there's no point. So, yeah,
Okay.
Unless that changes. Good.
yeah.
Um. So I'll say this. I, this Sammy needed this. This whole let's make him a baby face has been a real struggle, and this probably been the one time in a long time where he's actually getting cheered. We're not forcing it; it's actually happening. So kudos to that. It's finally coming together.
Moving right along.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're at my favorite part of the night where I tell you a little story. MJF did some math, okay? He did his own version of math. And when I mean his own version of math, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. See, normally if you go one on one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak. I'm not normal. So you got a 25% chance of beating me. Then you add my boy Cole watching my back to the mix. Your chances have drastically gone down. In our match at Grand Slam, you have a 33 and one third chance of winning. But I've got a 66 and two-thirds chance of winning because everyone in New York knows you can't beat me. So Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and one third chance minus by 25% chance, and then you got 8 and one-third chance of winning at Grand Slam. But then you take my 75% chance of winning since we're wrestling in my home state of New York, and then you add the 66 and two-third chance. I've got 141 and two-third chance of winning at Grand Slam. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you and Arthur ass.
So,
Good job. A good job.
like when he started, okay, I'll say this. So, these little indie windows that AEW fans like to have and don't want to explain to the rest of the world, I have not liked because it's like come on. If you want to grow your business, your company, you have to let us into the inside joke. But this joke is big enough where it's like, when he started, it was like, okay, load up. We all know what he's going with. We all know where it's going. This is stupid. A whole lot of people have done Steiner math. I might have to go back and watch, but I think he's probably done the best. He's probably have had the best, how you say it, retelling of the Steiner math. I have to go back, but I think he's the best one. I think he's the best to do it.
This is the one that I felt like, oh, I like that better than the original.
Well, the original would be dear to the heart because it felt like Scott just went off the rails, but
Scott was organic. Scott just freestyling on the mic, and next thing you know, some crazy shit came out. MJF came out with this planned, written, to say exactly what he wanted to say and to pop the crowd with the Steiner math promo, because he's wrestling Samoa Joe and all those things. So it doesn't quite feel the same, but it was still fun. I mean, as soon as he started to say, I have a 33 and third person, I was like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? And then you start following the math, and you're like, well, at least his math is accurate. At least he knows what he's doing.
You followed that?
A little bit, as opposed to Steiner, who's all over.
He practiced this in front of the mirror for at least an hour.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Where Steiner took no runs at that promo. Steiner grabbed the mic and just started talking. You know what I'm saying? So like,
the crazy stuff is that you have a friend in Adam Cole who okayed this. It was like, yeah. It was like all of that. It was like, no, you do not go with your stupid friend and his stupid saying. Do not do this. Only person who really took it, like, I give Renee credit. She kept a straight face, and she kind of was like, at first she was trying to do the math, and then she's like, this sounds stupid as hell.
They were both.
It was just like, yeah. Only time Adam had a straight face is when MJF called Roderick a simp, and he's like, but you know he's a simp. And
No, they were both needed to make this promo work. Adam, the over, like, yeah. I'm like, you're not following it. And then Renee was like, what? He just. And then at the end, you're like, disaster. Then Adam's like, disaster. It's like they were both needed to make this better than what it probably could have been.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up was Paige versus Cage. Okay.
Number 3.
So what
nobody got their neck broken this time.
Yeah.
Listen, my favorite part of this graphic is Prince Nana dancing and Nick Jackson behind him dancing his butt off. Yep. And then they turn around and just super kick him in the face.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, the ending was fun. Brian Cage and Adam Page have really good chemistry. When they're in the ring together, I don't know why Brian Cage isn't more over. I think the dude's amazing myself. He can talk, he can wrestle. I don't know where the disconnect is. What?
He can wrestle.
I think he can talk. I disagree, but nonetheless, I'm not trying to understand where the disconnect is, but it is what it is. This is their third match. They've had 3 really good matches. Like Sammy said, though, no one got hurt this time, so that's even better. And I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't pay attention, they are putting stuff in the graphic. So
yes, they are.
When Heyman came out on his graphic, it says "does not swerve when he drives." And last week, when he said about the teachers thing, they were like, when he came out, it was like worst teacher ever.
No, I've always loved them. My favorite one was back when he did he was the Joker for the ladder match. He was like decided to finally come back to work. That was my favorite one.
Next,
I don't know who comes up with those, but I love having them in the company.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we had a backstage promo. Garcia and Dawn, which Garcia ended up, grinding all up on Dawn. Dawn's like, I like that.
That's money.
Anika was she wanted to say something about the previous.
So real quick, so far so good with this with the Hangman versus Swerve. I need them to take a break because I'm like, when he was like Wrestle Dream, like Wrestle Dream about Grand Slam. Grand Slam is next week, and then Wrestle
Yes,
Dream's October 1st. Y'all need to take a.
first.
It's too many back to backs. Can we please like
But
and
this is
you know
Well,
TV, not weekend pay-per-views. Well, Wrestle Dream is on Sunday, but I don't think it's pay-per-view. I think it's on TV, right?
no, it's pay per
Uh,
view.
it's a pay-per-view.
Oh, it's pay-per-view. Okay.
Yep.
Hmm.
Well,
like, but still like these are like big events.
hmm
I still think I need Swerve should win. I want, and then I mean the whole feud, and then last thing, this is what I really want to say. Nick Jackson doing the Nana dance is one more example of why he's better than that. It's like I'm sorry, like he's doing this exceptionally better than he should. I don't understand.
I don't
That's
know. I kind of
just
liked. I thought Matt was perfect. He knew his limitations. He knew he wasn't going to be able to do it, so he just stood there. And was like, I'm not even going to embarrass myself,
like the Jeff Hardy dance. Like only a few people can only do it, and that looks stupid. So like when
right?
Nick was doing, I'm like, you actually are not looking like you actually are getting it.
I'll say it because Sam's not here. Nick is, of course, the better brother. He didn't try to sell the elite trademark for $300.
That's just
Daniel Garcia
ridiculous.
and Don Callis. So Don Callis on my TV for a second time in this episode, which is, I mean, I like Don Callis, and it'll be interesting to see was Daniel Garcia's grinding up on him his way of saying yes, he wants to
No,
join the Don
he did.
Callis. Maybe it's his way of saying no. I mean,
So
I
he
wasn't
did
sure.
this. So it's
Yeah, I wasn't totally sure if it was a yes or a no,
that
but
that's his dismissal dance because he did the same thing to Jericho where he did this and
okay,
he swooped it.
okay.
I will keep saying it until y'all understand. This dance is hella aggressive. I don't understand why no one has told him to back the freak up. I'm like, why are y'all just standing there? It's so much hip. It's so
I,
much hip in the face.
I mean, when Orange Cassidy does his hands in the pocket, people usually just stand there too. Where are the kicks?
But
The
that is
sloth
not a
kicks?
sexual innuendo of you actually doing this in front of like I just like
He was
this is
dog
a whole
humping
lot of
him.
social distancing, sir.
He does
He
like
was
to
dog
invade
humping him,
airspace.
and then his response was, "Yes, yes, this can make me money." And I was like, "Yo, man."
Pause.
The hump off they had at the pay per view that was a little bit too much. Ladies and gentlemen, the next match of the night was Darby Allin and Nick Wayne versus Angelo Parker and Matt Menard, ladies and gentlemen. And as you see, Christian Cage had to come out. And if anybody has been paying attention, he mentioned Nick Wayne's mom's Instagram. And during, I'm not even gonna name the show. During the show of one of the reviews, they looked to see if people were clicking on her Instagram, and she had got at least 150 follows before the end of the show. So
Yay. Good job,
everybody loves
Christian.
Nick Wayne's mom.
Oh no. She looks good for her. I'm not sure how old she is, but she looks good. We're not gonna front.
I had
Oh
one
no,
more
they
thing to
can't
say
be.
about Daniel Garcia.
The one thing I didn't want to put it up here because of the way she looked. She had it was a lady in the audience. She comes out often. She had her chest out and she had whatever written around her neck. And Daddy ass got out of the ring and asked her, "Do you do this for like shock value or something? Like what's wrong with you?" And I was like, "That's such a dad thing." That you saw this lady
Yeah.
with her titties out and you was like, "I just want to know what's wrong with you."
What are you gonna say about Garcia?
So I want to see Daniel Garcia versus Rock Hard Juice Robinson. And I want Garcia to do that little dance and then for Juice Robinson to just be like, nah, 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 and then just hump the ground like he does. Nah, this is how you do it. This is
That's a
dancing.
lot. There's so much aggressiveness. No. But like That's one of the perks of CM Punk not being here. I do want a whole lot of more crossover people to be on Dynamite and Collision. So with this one, yay, I've been saying 2.0 deserves more time on screen. I love them as a tag team. Like, the next phase is hopefully they'll win some of these. But yeah, them being I love them as a tag team. And I love Anna Jay with them. Like, she's that chick that be like that. These are my older brothers, these are my cousins. I feel very comfortable with all this foolishness.
Have we seen Anna Jay with them since?
She was out there. She was out there. She was on ringside.
But for like her stuff, do they still come out to her stuff?
When she went against, what was her last match? When she went against Sheeta, they were out there with her to help her out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
You
couldn't
remember
remember if
they
that
held
was
their
before or
hands
after
down.
though, because it was like the same week. I couldn't remember if that was
They
before or after.
like when she wrestled, it looked like they were holding her hands down, and then people thought that they were gonna break up because she kind of looked like she was mad after the match, but they still ticking.
Well, like, it makes sense because all of their issues were with Jericho. They're still cool with each other. We actually still like each other. It was Jericho that's been a butt for the past. Well, he's been a butt for the whole time, but now he's been a what you call it, a self-centered butt, leading up to All In. But yeah, so okay, I asked this question. Everyone was like, when Christian was doing his promo, he was like, I didn't have my proper partner. Everyone thought Edge. I didn't think Edge. I'm like, of course he's talking about Luchasaurus because him and Luchasaurus was tag teaming. My mind never went to Edge when he was talking.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I thought he was talking about Luchasaurus too.
All right, instead of calling them the Jericho Appreciation Society, we could call them the Hat Appreciation Society.
That is too much.
But they like that hat.
Just be with Jake Hager. We don't need everybody appreciating a hat.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last match of the night was for the AEW Title Grand Slam Eliminator Tournament final match. And as you see, Samoa Joe beat Roderick Strong. But afterwards, you see Roderick had a little neck issue. And so Cole tried to come out there and be a friend. Oh, that was my favorite part. When he was like, Cole, and Cole's like, I'm right here. You see me? I'm right here. He's like, I don't see anything.
But your eyes are closed, you idiot.
And we got another rewind in wrestling because Joe, for the second time, choked out Adam Cole. Because we saw that in NXT. What did you all think about the match and the shenanigans afterwards?
Y'all gonna stop acting like NXT wasn't that like I do respect TK's appreciation for wrestling as a whole because like they're really NXTing it up, and I'm loving every minute of it. I am.
I hope Roddy's okay.
You know he is fine. He was perfectly fine. Like how you gonna stand up about to walk out and then Adam comes. Adam.
It reminded me of a little kid.
That happens though.
The shock nerve is shocked and he fell right when it happened.
Sometimes I'll turn my head just like 5 degrees and then just all of a sudden, and my head feels like it's on fire and I can't move anything. Like,
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to preview the last thing and then we're going to be up out of here. Okay? This is for Grand Slam. We've already had some nights for Dynamite already, some matches for Dynamite already listed. Samoa Joe, we have Samoa Joe MJF for the AEW World title. Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara for the ROH and New Japan World Strong titles. Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston. We have Saraya versus Toni Storm. For the AEW International title, we have Jon Moxley versus Rey Fenix. So, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? about this card for Dynamite.
Very good card.
I'm
Very
here.
perfect for it being on television. Oh, someone's mic's off. Or so wiry. Okay. But yeah, perfect television. When it comes to MJF versus uh Samoa Joe, um, so in that promo, he also said that I swear to God, I'm gonna choke you out. I don't think that should happen. This is very I know we don't like screwy finishes, but I kind of want a screwy finish because I we need to see Joe, Roddy, and MJF. I want to see a triple threat. And so I'm not opposed to having a screwy finish this time. I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Joe should lose really straight up.
Right?
So they've got to do something. But MJF shouldn't be probably lose the title yet. His reign hasn't really been long enough for as much as he's one of the major faces of the company. I don't think they're ready to take the belt off him yet. So Joe's got to there's got to be some sort of disqualification or some sort of hinky finish, which I'm fine with as long as they do it right. Um, Eddie and Claudio, if Eddie's got to win here, this has to be the point where Eddie goes over. He's got to win the ROH belt here and keep the New Japan belt. If he loses, I'm not quite sure what we're doing. And yeah, it's a strong card. I'm excited for it.
I'm fine with Joe winning, and I'm also fine with Claudio winning.
I'm fine with Joe winning.
Yeah.
I'm not really fine with Claudio winning, but I mean I like
Well,
Claudio. But
I'd
Eddie,
love to see Claudio go to New Japan.
yeah.
Straight up, I'd love to see Claudio go to New Japan.
Yeah, but
so
not
I
at the sake of Joe's only title. I mean that, or like Eddie's only belt that he's won in however long. I mean.
so I wasn't here to discuss the first match. Claudio is that dude. I believe so when we finally get this whole Eddie Kingston situation squared away, I want more for him. I would like top of the line. I want him versus Big Bill. That should be the next match. But he can
Um,
be that person to have great like Kenny Omega. I want more for Claudio.
Yeah, I think Claudio's. I think he's had a good run as a Ring of Honor champion. I think it's done well to kind of give BCC a title that isn't a main title. So it is what it is. But he's better than the Ring of Honor World Championship. He should be in the AEW World Title picture for sure.
so Saturday we're getting Starks and Big Bill versus Claudio and Danielson,
Yes.
Mhm.
which should be good. I mean, here's the thing: is that like everyone can be a contender for the title, but not everyone can win the title.
Yep.
Who are you referring to?
Well, everyone.
Every,
Well, everyone.
everyone. Uh, I
It's
do
just like,
agree with you.
well, this person should contend for the title. Well, yeah, like everyone should contend for the title, but like that don't, you don't want to be hot potatoing the titles either. So like, although you can have people challenge, like 99% of them are gonna lose.
But you know what? As I am fine with I do don't I sometimes have potatoes necessary, sometimes it's not, and more so just people getting that shot. Like I'm not saying Claudio should win all the titles, but I do think he deserves that shot, that match against Omega, that match against Big Bill, that match against Danielson. I do believe he deserves those matches just to show everyone how good he is. Yes.
I agree.
But there's also the situation with Claudio where he's the champion, and then if you have him face certain people and it's not for the title, then people are like, well, why isn't he defending his title? But if it is for the title, then you have the situation where people were saying Mox shouldn't beat Orange Cassidy because that title's a downgrade for Mox, and it's like, well, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough
Like
question.
again,
I'm just glad I'm not the one booking it.
right.
That's true.
some titles can have a run of just good matches, and some titles do need a story. For Moxley right now, he can be that person to just have good matches because that's his style.
Hmm.
For Claudio, I am like he's had that title for a long time. It should be a story. It's like it is winding down to the point of okay, who will take that belt off of him? How's it gonna go down? Plan it out just a little bit for me, please.
That's why it has to be
I
Eddie.
mean, I named some people, but like y'all didn't like my answers because
For
Mm.
you
Claudio,
said
who?
y'all said ROH is a downgrade. Like I said, Starks. Starks is one of the names I named.
Hmm.
Swerve. I said Swerve.
Like so, because it's like it's hard to explain because it like downgrade is an ugly word, but when you're trying, it's with those people we want them to get to a certain point, to whereas when they held the belt they'll be elevated. And so if they and those people you're just talking about, they need to be elevated at this time. They're not at a point to where they'll have the belt and their shine will be on the belt. They are at a point in their careers where they need the shine of a title. And that title needs to be big. So as of right now, yeah, they at right now no, Ricky shouldn't be ROH champion. They elevate it.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
just
ladies.
glad I'm not booking.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of our show. Thank you for coming, watching. We would like to acknowledge over 30,000 views we've got on this channel and 126 subscribers. We truly appreciate you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Thank
And
we're
so,
on a high note. Why don't we?
We'll talk about that tomorrow during Friday Night Fights after they announce them tomorrow.
yes. So we're going to run through the schedule, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to run through the schedule. Monday, Into the Square Circle, Sammy and ALW going over Block C this Monday. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Gotcha. On Tuesday nights at 10:30, it is Seeing Stars with Sammy and ALW on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, where they talk about all the upcoming stars and promotions such as New Japan Pro Wrestling, GCW, Stardom, other promotions too, but those are the three main ones. So make sure you're there. Uh, Tuesday night is the cookout at 10:30. You got 10:30 a.m. for Seeing Stars, 10:30 p.m. for the cookout. Double dose of Workhorse Wrestling Network. And at the cookout, they play games, have fun, talk hot topics. We are also with the cookout. If you see this logo means YouTube audio. We are also on Amazon Music, uh, iHeartRadio, everywhere. We're everywhere you want to be at. Okay. These that means on the other platforms you can catch us the next day. So like today, I just uploaded the cookout from Tuesday. Okay. And then you have the this logo for YouTube audio. That means when we watching along, you can listen to us. That means you might have things to do. You might be cleaning, driving, whatever. You just want to hear what's going on and keep a track. Make sure you click on YouTube audio and click that right there, and you can listen to us. Okay? Back to the schedule. On Wednesday, we have All for Naught again, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for not dropping All for Naught last night. We will go over the things we missed yesterday in the next episode. You know, life things happen sometimes. Card subject to change. We are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You will have Sammy and ALW talking about Raw and NXT. And if there are any pay per views coming up, which we'll talk about at the end of this, we also preview those there for WWE specifically. Okay. On Thursday, you have, which you're here with us, Aftermath of Dynamite, 10:15 p.m. You've been rocking with us at 10:15. It is on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, that's when we talk all things AEW, from Collision and Rampage that we've done the week before, because we have watch alongs for Collision. We'll talk about that next. And we preview the upcoming shows. And also, if there is any pay per view coming up, we preview it on Aftermath of Dynamite, okay? So make sure you're here. If you want to hear our opinions, who we think might win or lose, definitely come to Aftermath of Dynamite if you want to learn about AEW. All for now is WWE. Fridays, it is YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. It's Friday Night Fights. We watch two things live. It is SmackDown at 8, starting with Anika and Sammy. And then at Rampage, one of the parents jump in. Sometimes it's uh, CM, sometimes it's ALW. You never know. So make sure you're here for that. Also, if there's a pay-per-view on Friday, we are watching it. We watch it out. Okay? On Saturday morning, 11 a.m., it is YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch with Under the Radar with CM and ALW, where they talk BTE, ROH, Impact, MLW, everything you might not have time to watch, but you definitely want to keep up on. Because, you know, they might give you a recommendation. You might want to go back and watch that match, okay? Saturday night is All Right. YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, where we watch AEW Collision. The whole gang is here. ALW, Sammy, Anika, CM. They all just meet on Saturdays to have a good time, okay? Ladies and gentlemen. So, also, if it's Saturday and it's a pay-per-view, we here, okay? We got you. If it's Sunday and it's a pay-per-view, we here. We got you. So now next week, we're going to talk about Aftermath of Dynamite, the Grand Slam from Dynamite. We also will be previewing the Rampage from the Grand Slam Rampage. But ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We got to watch along. That's why I said Friday Night Fight, because we'll be watching Grand Slam, Rampage, and SmackDown all on Friday. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have two pay-per-views come up. We like to let you know. October 31st is NXT No Mercy, okay? 8 p.m., because we don't do early. They don't do early, okay? Wrestle Dream is on October 1st. So September 30th, October 1st. I don't know why I got that confused. So make sure you're here for that, okay? So, also, ladies and gentlemen, while I add everybody back, we have retro watch-alongs. Just make sure you look on the lookout for them. They come randomly. Normally, it's ALW and Sammy doing them. So make sure you keep your notifications on. Make sure you subscribe. We appreciate all you all, and we will continue to push out a great product for you. Okay?
We try.
So if anybody else ain't got nothing to say, I'm going to do like your mama do. I'm going to cut the lights out, okay? It's time to go to bed, okay? So what you going to say? Peace.
Bye.